This is Thad.
And this is Jake.
And welcome to Fireside Talks. You can find us on YouTube at Fireside Talks, on Facebook at Fireside Talks, and on Twitter at Fireside_Talks. The point of this show is to not have a point. In a society where it seems like conversation and questioning is dying, we want to promote the idea of having an in-depth conversation with someone. We have guests each week in order to shake up the conversation a bit and to help open our minds to the way that other people think. And the whole detention thing's so stupid. They would just give those out for nothing.
Yeah.
Like, I got one last year.
You did?
Yeah, well, not from the lanyard thing, but for just saying racism.
Yeah, you said racism.
Yeah.
He said racism.
Yeah, I said racism. Let me tell that story. So, it goes a little something like this. We were in band the one day, jazz band, and our director, it was the senior citizens dance that Friday, and it was like Tuesday, and he's talking about, he's like, you have to wear your jazz polo, because we had jazz polos, and your khakis, and car keys. And he was like, only wear a white shirt underneath. Not black, not orange, not blue, not green, not yellow, not brown, not Asian. I don't know. So I lean over to my one friend, and I was like, that's a little racist. And he's like, what'd you say, Thad? I'm like, I'd rather not say it. And he's like, no, say it. And I'm like, that might have been a little racist. He laughed himself.
Yeah, he
and
did.
Everyone laughed. Nobody was offended because you shouldn't be offended by the word racist. And then everyone was fine. I thought nothing of it. Next day, I get a pass in AP English to go down to the principal's office, and it says for an interview, and I'm like, what's this about? I'm like, yeah, I'm finally getting recognized for my academic success and everything. I walk in, I sit down, and he's like, you were saying racist comments about a shirt? What? I think about how many times he rehearsed that line.
He had to have.
I wonder what the rough draft version of that line was. Like, you're being racist about a shirt.
Yeah.
It was so stupid. And then he barely let me say my side of the story. You know, have you ever been in the principal's office when he's yelling?
Nope.
Okay. Well, he was just like, well, why would you do that? And I'm like, it was just a joke. A harmless joke about race. I thought it was a pretty good joke. I didn't say that. I just shook my head. Yeah. Because you don't want to talk back to him. Then he's going to write you up for insubordination. Which I think is so fucking stupid that you don't...
Yeah, because you need to be able to explain your point.
Yeah, and I really didn't get that chance.
Yeah.
He never went, so what's your side of the story? Yeah. He was just, let me read from this report. This one girl was offended. And I'm like, oh, you didn't want to bring her in so we could settle this right here? Because I'm clearly not racist, okay? I mean, I'm not Donald Trump fake racist, but... Have you heard him? He's like,
nah.
I'm the least racist person you'll ever meet.
There was a guy I worked with. He was like, I'm not. He was like, I'm not a racist. I have a black friend from Philadelphia. I'm like, what does that mean?
My grandfather would always pull that. He'd be like, yeah, I ate some watermelon with my friend John. I'm not racist, but those fucking black people.
You would say that?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh man, this is the family I come from.
Yeah. But what we were talking about, how school's getting so
yeah. Well,
they're getting crazy.
By the way, to finish that, I got an after-school detention for saying the word racism, which I thought I was gonna protest and go to the main principal, but I just figured sit through it.
Yeah.
Because it didn't go on my record at all, and nobody gave a fuck.
Yeah.